Good evening, folks. It's Tuesday, December 17th, 2019, 8 p.m. or 8:11 here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and you are watching the first episode of Common Madness, hosted by yours truly, A1. And boy, do I have a treat for you. I hope you got your popcorn ready and your seatbelt on because we're going on a fucking ride, people. That's right, ghouls and girls. We are heading to the streets. And I'm not talking about $10 sticks being sold in the terrace or prostitutes providing sexual favors in alleys off of New York Avenue. Oh, no. People, I'm talking about the fucking potholes. Something needs to be done. And I've been asking questions that no one seems to have answers for. So I've decided to become a detective, take the initiative, and handle this shit on my own. Now who's with me? I know you're with me because I can see your response through the smart devices, cameras on your television sets. I'm joking. Only the government can do that. Moving forward, I have been wondering for a while now why there are so many accidents on the streets. And my first assumption was the typical one for people who are familiar with this area, and that is Virginia drivers. But then after more digging, I began to realize they were just scapegoats in a plot more sinister. An idea began to take shape in my mind of an unseen enemy. And I started to feel like I was being driven by an unknown force, which after careful analysis proved to be my wallet, because replacing wheels on a car can get expensive. But at that moment, it was shrouded in mystery. Or was it smoke? Because I started my investigation the same way most investigations get started here in the District of Columbia, smoking weed. That was a great night. So after I took my first hit, that's when it all became clear as to what I needed to do. So the very next day I got up, I got in my sports coupe, and I began my adventure. Folks, let's take a commercial break. Don't go anywhere unless it's to the bathroom. We'll be right back in 5 minutes. Time to pay the bills. This advertisement is brought to you by Summer Realtors, located at 50 South Pickett Street in Alexandria, Virginia. If you have any housing needs or concerns, you want to rent, buy, lease, give them a call at 202-957-3030. Do you like your fried chicken extra crispy, your lemon tea mixed with sugar and sunshine, or your steak and cheese made with a little love? I think we all do. Then head on down to Smokey's, where everything is done right. Located at 4714 14th Street, right across from the bus depot. Don't miss out on the best mumbo sauce in the city. Take it from A1. You're gonna love it. Okay, people, we're back. Now, the first place I headed to on my quest was to the marvelous, the wonderful, the only Southeast. Okay, folks. Let me not get carried away. But when I said it, it kind of took me back to summertime in Berry Farms during the Unifest. By the way, D.C. Council just passed the final legislation to make go-go the official music of D.C. Shout out to Tony Lewis Jr. and G from Backyard, amongst others, who helped make this day possible. I don't know if you guys knew that, so I'm going to tell you. If you had the privilege of being there when D.C. was really D.C., before all the gentrification and the renovation, you would feel the pride that a lot of us feel when we say that. But moving right along, I decided to start off on Malcolm X right off of 295. Now, I'm still not sure why. Maybe it was because of the Muslim who sold me that scrumptious bean pie I had on Minnesota Avenue, or the fact that I was still high from the OG that I smoked late the other night before I went there. But nonetheless, it didn't take me long to run across an all too familiar scene. Now, I would show you nice people the picture. Do we have a picture, engineer? Okay. Let's show them the picture. That is one of the potholes on Malcolm X. That's not the biggest one, but that is one of the ones. Now look at that. It looks like there was some kind of explosion. Maybe it was an extremely well-made cherry bomb, or maybe a dump truck just wrecked right there. But this is a part of the problem. Now, let the world see what has been attacking my soul and, sadly, my car. Now, can you believe that the city has a multi-million-dollar project going on right down the street from Malcolm X, where there's potholes, these mini potholes that are creating havoc and turmoil in people's lives, and instead of fixing the potholes first, people that resemble the remnants of landmine explosions, they decided to widen the fucking highway. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know what think tank thought this shit up, all right? Now, I'm interested in logic. I think I have a lot of common sense. I mean, I think I do. I don't know a lot. I think I know a lot about a little. But damn it just doesn't add up. Now, the first question that I really would like to ask, if I had a question to ask, which I do, I have a few, is why did the city do this? Small fact, before we keep moving. 3rd Street Tunnel has been under construction longer than LeBron James has been alive. Maybe even his mama, too. All right? I don't know how old she is. But LeBron is in his 30s, I think, now. So they've been working pretty long. I mean, I'm not exactly sure why it's taking so long to fix one street. If you go out to Virginia, people, they got the goddamn highway done in 1 week. A fucking highway. And you can't fix a fucking street? Well, something needs to stop. We need to start asking ourselves hard questions. And the first one needs to be, how much of this shit are you going to take? Huh? How much? How much money is going to go into you fixing your tire, your rim, your bumpers? Okay? I don't know about you, but to fix my bumper, it's $2,500. Look at this shit, people. This is ridiculous. This is madness. Zoom in. Thank you. Let's show this. Because people need to see this shit. I hit this thing, and it traumatized me for the rest of the day. My head felt like I had been on a roller coaster ride. Outer Limits, King's Dominion. If you haven't been on it, go. It's fun. But it's no fun if you're driving your car, you're trying to do the speed limit, stay within the lines and obey the law, because you don't want to get a ticket, and goddamn it, you got to swerve around this shit. And the cop is behind you, pulls you over, says you're drunk, and you refuse because you know you haven't been drinking, but you don't want to give these clowns an extra bullet in their gun. And then you wind up going to jail behind a fucking pothole. Sorry. I got a little taken away. Sorry. Let me back up. Let me calm down. Let me take a drink of water. Hold on. It's getting a little hot in here. Okay. Let's take this call. Call a friend of mine. Well, he's not a friend. He's a piece of shit, but I like the guy. I kind of like pieces of shit. I like Kanye. I like my friends, but I don't know Kanye as a friend. I'm just saying. Anyways, I'm trying to give an example. Let's cut to the chase. Let me call this guy. Let me ask him what he thinks about this epidemic.
Hello?
Hey, caller, you're on the air. This is Common Madness. I'm the host, A1. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Well, I'm in good spirits, considering the fact of everything that's going on in the streets. I called you because I wanted to ask you, have you had the misfortune, I would say privilege, but it's more of a misfortune at this point, of driving through D.C. in your car?
Unfortunately, I have had this.
Well, let me ask you, how did you cope with driving through the city with streets the way that they are?
Cope would not be the word that I would use.
Well, what would you say?
What I did was I had a flat tire and tell DC what happened to me, and
What
they're
did
not willing. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, what was their response to you when you told them this?
Do you really want to know?
You know, I think I would, and I think a lot of the callers would too.
Okay, so what has happened thus far was I told them my tire has gone out, and they told me it's not their duty.
So they literally shifted the blame from them to you. So it sounds like to me they shifted the blame so that they wouldn't be responsible for fixing it.
Correct.
That sounds about right for the government. Okay. Well, do you feel as though that even if you had a truck, what kind of car were you in?
At that time I was in a Lexus 350.
Okay, that's a nice car. And that car has a very smooth ride. Shout out to Lexus. Because they make very smooth riding cars. I don't know about fast. I never drove their LFA. I had never had the pleasure of riding in the GSF. But they make very smooth riding cars. And do you think if you bought a truck, this could have all been avoided?
I think a pothole is a pothole. So you can do one or two things. You can avoid it, or you can go through it. So what happened to me was I saw it. As I saw it, I went through it. And what happened. And when I told the people what happened to me, they weren't understanding.
Interesting. So they had no sympathy, no pity.
Sympathy. That was the word I was looking for.
Well, yeah. It's lack of sympathy. And maybe it's they can't relate to you because they don't drive their cars through the city except when they go home.
I don't know if they do or they don't, and I wouldn't say they do or they don't. However, my situation, it was disgusting. So
well, what I'm seeing is most of the city workers are given cars by the city to drive during the day. Now, I've seen 2018 Toyota Priuses. I've seen GMC trucks. I've seen a lot of nice cars actually driven by city employees, and it leads me to one belief, and that's that they're making a lot of money. We'll get to that later on in the show. But I might call you back again. I may not, but thank you for your time, caller. It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate you.
All right, take care.
You keep doing what you do.
I ain't got no choice, baby. Now, let's move north because those pictures that you're seeing, folks, are from uptown. I mean, those pictures that you're seeing are from Southside on Malcolm X Avenue and on Mellon Street, which, if I may add, for some reason, the rationale is forget the potholes. Fuck them. They don't even exist. They want to put in speed bumps right in front of the potholes. And I just can't figure this whole thing out as to why they're doing it. But maybe one day it'll come to me. Like a song that Biggie wrote. Let's take another commercial break. We'll be back in 5. Are you in the mood for food that fills your stomach but warms your soul? Collard greens that taste like your grandma's when she threw fat back in the pot. Or true buffalo wings without having to go to Buffalo? Then bring your ass over to Oohs and Ahs, located in the heart of Northwest D.C. at 1005 U Street, right across from the African American Civil Museum Metro stop. Come on down and get something that can add to your spirit, one bite at a time. And we're back. And I'm in Northwest now, on homely Hamilton Street, right around the corner from Sing Long on Georgia Avenue. A peculiar sight, even for this eclectic street. Engineer showed a picture. The speed bump sign. Now, folks, I know this is horizontal, not vertical. Might be a little hard. You might have to strain your neck. But, folks, that's a speed hump sign. Thank you. Shout out to that engineer. Folks, when I saw it, I jumped for fucking joy. Do you know why? Because finally, there was some fucking warning that I was going to hit the goddamn speed hump if I didn't stop. Folks, let me tell you something. Hold on. It got hot again. Folks, something's got to be done about this. Because what's interesting is the fact of the whole matter, this was the only street where I saw speed hump signs. No other street did I see them on. Interesting side note, we can't put all the blame on the city, though. Not going to do that. That's not fair. It's not godly. You've got to tell both sides of the story. And so that's what I'm here to do, people. I'm going to shed light on the stupidity of the constituents who live here somewhat. They're voting. They have to get a petition to get the fucking speed bumps on the street. But you're not going to do a fucking petition to come and fix the goddamn potholes? I mean, where's the logic in this? I can't see it. Maybe I need to get glasses. Engineer, do you have a pair? Okay, that answers my question. I just won't see it tonight. But how did they get the approval for the funding for the speed bumps without getting approval for the potholes? Because the truth of it is, when I look at it, I don't know a lot, but I know a little bit about a lot. The speed bumps take 10 times as much concrete, probably triple the manpower to put it on, and a lot more money. So I'm going to lean towards the money because that's what they told me to follow if you wanted to get to the bottom of who's behind what. Behind every fortune, there's a crime. Have you heard that saying? I'm quite sure you have. If you haven't, you just did. And what I'm going to say is this. It takes a lot more funding for these speed bumps. And so my angle is, maybe, just maybe, someone's lining their pockets some kind of a way that we can't see. I don't know. They won't let me see the goddamn budget book or the accounting behind this thing. They probably won't let you either, because who are you to them? Unless you show up with that lawyer, or a gun. Who's going to do that? Think that's smart? I don't. Who wants to go to jail? You can't make any money in jail. Even though I'm bitching about these fucking potholes and speed bumps, let me tell you, I am very happy to have my freedom and be able to drive fast on the roads, even if I hit one. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I can fucking get it fixed because I make some money. Not that much, but good enough amount. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So what I'm going to recommend is that people petition to put signs up that tell you that you're going to hit this speed bump. Because let me tell you, I've hit my car on a few of these speed bumps, and it's never been good. It's always been evil. Every time I hit it, I just feel bad. And I got to smoke some more weed. It's the only way I feel better. Because believe you me, when you encounter a speed bump going 30 miles an hour, it's a hell of a fucking encounter. Ranks right up there with UFOs. All right? Now, the D.C. City Council, and maybe some of the constituents, I don't know. I haven't done a survey. Just haven't had the time between working and having to pay fucking taxes. But the D.C. City Council has successfully managed to turn this wonderful metropolis into a danger-filled obstacle course where the speed bumps are so high, BMX bike riders could train on them. Fuck. I'm about to walk off. No, I'm not. I paid for this. I gotta stay. Okay. maybe one day I'll be able to talk to city council. The mayor, she seems like a nice lady. You know, a lot of good things are happening with her. But nothing good with the roads, it looks like. But hey, take what you can get. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. That's what I was told. So I'm going to keep my optimism and keep moving forward because life still goes on. But the first question that I would like to ask is why put the speed bumps up on streets with the potholes without fixing the potholes first? I wish I had an audience right now. There's 2 lovely people here with me, but I can't ask them. I would like to ask someone who can give me a real answer and not a fucking opinion. I'm tired of people's opinions, and I'm tired of fucking lies. That's why I decided to do this show, because I'm going to tell you people the goddamn truth, whether you like to hear it or you don't. Now, the next example that I would like to go into, a problem, it's becoming problematic. I don't know what the fuck is going on, are the pedestrians' sense of entitlement walking on the streets with cars. Would you jump in front of a stampede of rhinos, buffaloes, and deer and expect them to stop for you? If you were in the jungles of Madagascar? I don't think so. I think you would get the fuck out of the way. You know why? Because you know them goddamn animals will run your ass over. And you'll wind up on the front page of National Geographic, or even worse, on the tip of a rhino's horn. You don't want to be there now, do you, folks? I don't think so. So what I would like to do is try to examine the pedestrian psychology here in the district. Because let me tell you something, people. I don't run into this shit in Virginia. I don't even run into this shit in Maryland for the most part. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I mean, I'm not psychic on Tuesdays, but that shouldn't mean anything because there should be some parallel in our area with things like this, but there's not. I only run into this, for the most part, in the district. And I really like it here. I like driving here. But it's beginning to become a problem because I'm feeling like maybe I shouldn't drive anymore. Maybe I should just walk all the way from Virginia so that I don't have to deal with this problem. Now, let me give you an example of where people's minds are at and why I'm bringing this up. The other day, I was driving 27 miles an hour. I had my car in eco mode, which is green, which means that the engine is not in high performance, which means I'm not going to drive fast, even if I want to, because I'm trying to save gas, because I'm trying to save money. I think we all are. And I'm coming down New Hampshire Avenue. I just left Oohs and Ahs. I had the buffalo wings with me, the 10-piece with the extra sauce I love. Then I had the macaroni and cheese, which is excellent. It's almost as good as my mama's. But don't tell her I said that, all right? Because I got to go to her house for Christmas if you know my mama, all right? And then I had yams, because they vicious. Trust me, you'll love them if you try them. Anyways, I'm driving up New Hampshire. I'm passing Petworth Station on my left, all right? And I see a lone soul crossing the road. There was another car that was coming up beside me. He must have been late for a very important meeting. He was doing 45, I could tell, because I like to drive at certain speeds too when I'm on the highway. And that car almost did not stop. Do you know what this imbecile did who was crossing the street? He didn't look left. He didn't look right. He just kept on moving as if he was being pulled by a fucking tractor beam. Fucking madness. So I did what any normal-minded individual would do. I rolled down my window and I gave him a nice, polite suggestion. Can you look both ways when you cross? Do you know what this guy said back to me? Somebody say what? I have the right of way. Then he tried to curse me out for telling him to look both ways. I'm trying to save your fucking life, and this is what you tell me? Next time if I see him, I'm going to let his ass get hit. Who cares? You know what? It'll be one less stupid motherfucker on the streets. One less. Just one. Just one less. And maybe that'll save somebody else's life. Because I'm going to tell you how this shit works, people. Unless they start enforcing the goddamn law the right way, people are going to get hurt. Blood's going to be spilled. Someone's going to die. Now, we don't want that, do we? Who wants to see someone die? I don't. I want to see everybody live. I think if everybody lives, there's a lot more women. And I like women a lot. Now, in a good way. Don't take that the wrong way. I know some of you guys have dirty minds and they're in the gutter. I meant that in a positive way. I have a mother, I have an aunt, and I have nieces, and I have friends that are women. Anyways, I think the city needs to give educational classes on behavior in the street when people are traveling on the street. Because something needs to be done about this, people. I'm seeing too many examples of danger with children. People pushing their strollers in front of them, going home. Bags of Popeye's chicken in their hand. Sodas. And they're just enjoying their life, but they're so naive that they don't even understand that they're putting themselves in harm's way. No idea. They're just in their own world, I think. Because somebody told them that they have the right of way. You know, there's another saying that I'm going to get to right now. And it's that sometimes when you're right, you're wrong. Sometimes when you're wrong, you're right. And in this case, people, I think those pedestrians, some of those cyclists, it's not really the cyclists though, and some of those motor scooter riders, they're right. You do have the right of way, but you're wrong because you still have to use your fucking common sense. Now let's take another call. Let's hear what someone else has to say about this topic.
Hello?
Good evening, caller. This is A1 calling in from Common Madness. How you doing tonight?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm in a fabulous mood, actually. Thank you for asking. Now, caller, I'm calling you because I would like to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Please give me the most truthful and best answer that you can.
Okay.
Now, have you driven through the District of Columbia in the last, let's say, 2 weeks?
Yes, sir. Every day in the last 2 weeks.
Interesting. Okay. So then you're a perfect candidate to ask this question. Have you noticed the level of danger that pedestrians are putting themselves in when they're walking to and from places in the city?
I have, and it's interesting because it seems like people are getting more and more reckless with their decision making when walking across the street. Like, you need to look before you step off that curb to make sure that you're not impeding upon a car's right of way. Because that car, like, people walk across the street thinking, oh, well, because I'm a pedestrian, you can't hit me. No, that's wrong. You'll get hit, and it's gonna hurt. And in fact, if you're walking against the signal or you stepped off of the sidewalk in one of those middle of the street crosswalks where it's not at an intersection and you impeded upon a car's right of way, as in that car already was proceeding through, but you stepped off the curb. If you walk against the signal or impede upon that right of way and you get hit, it's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt when you get that ticket too, because that's a ticketable offense. People walk across that street and think Oh, because I'm the pedestrian, I have the right of way, and that's not correct.
Sounds to me, young lady, that you were raised by good parents who taught you how to use your common sense. I don't know what's going on right now with these children, but there's something going wrong in the households, I think, because everything starts from your house. Now,
I don't know. I like my life, so I'm going to look both ways before I cross the street.
you know, I wish more people had the same perspective as you. Perspective is everything, people. Perspective is everything because how you see your situation is what it usually ends up becoming or is. Now, let me ask you another question, caller. What do you think needs to be done to change the the psychology of crosswalk walkers in the district?
Well, first of all, it should be common sense, and I think it needs to start in early childhood. That you need to teach your children that just because you're a pedestrian, like you can't have that sense of entitlement. You need to look both ways, and you need to be considerate of these other vehicles, especially because you're going to be the one who gets hurt in this situation. I also think maybe we should take away the crosswalks that are in the middle of the street. Like they should be at intersections only where you have a walk signal. So it's not up to your judgment. That signal tells you when it is safe to cross the street and when it's not. Because clearly people can't handle that responsibility on their own and they're getting hurt.
You know, that answer was so fucking good. I want to ask you, did you go to like are you like a civil corps of engineer person? Cuz that was so fucking simple, but it was so fucking good.
And I would think it would be that simple for other people, but I don't know where this sense of entitlement came from, thinking, oh, I'm going to step off this curb and you're going to slam on your brakes because I decided that I was going to walk in front of you. And unfortunately, it takes for people to get hurt for them to realize, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
You know, I'm going to give this example, and then I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay.
Now, I don't think. Well, look, I'll say this. It's you're going to be mad if you're a man, and your girlfriend asks you to stand up and fuck her, and you can't because you're in a fucking wheelchair. From being dumb one night, crossing the street, feeling like you had the power.
And you're broke because you had to pay that ticket.
And you might not be broke. Maybe the city will take care of you. I'm hearing interesting stories about things that occur here now because they're making so much fucking money. Let's not get into that though. Now, let me ask you this question. Are riders on electrical scooters becoming the new form of terrorism on the road?
I do think so. That's another thing where the idea behind these electric scooters is really nice. Like it gives people that live in the city a faster, more efficient way to get to work, but they're not using it responsibly. Like those scooters are a privilege. They're not your right. They're a privilege, and they were given to you to get you to work a little bit more efficiently. But when you start zooming through traffic and weaving in and out and not, again, being vigilant of the cars on the road, you're putting yourself in danger. And it's not fair to yourself. It's not fair to the other drivers. And it's not safe. Again, you're going to be the one that gets hurt because these people are in cars. They have protection all the way around them. You're on this scooter. It's going to hurt when you hit that pavement.
You know, I think hurt is an understatement if you have a broken spleen, broken leg, femur, and a crushed ankle. You know, you're not Humpty Dumpty. People just can't put your ass back the fucking together. It's not like you're made out of a egg, you know?
You don't have to go fast at all to hurt yourself on those scooters. You can be going a couple of miles an hour, and that's you fall off the scooter fall on your ankle, and your ankle's broken, or the car runs over your foot. Like, you can get hurt, and you're not even traveling at a high rate of speed, but because you weren't paying attention to the cars on the road, now you're not going to work, you're going to the hospital.
And who the hell wants to go to the hospital? They have the worst food, and they don't even give you hot sauce most of the time. You have to bring your own bottle. At least at the hospital that my grandmother went to. She didn't have any hot
The
sauce.
Texas Pete hot sauce packets at GW, just throw that out there. GW is, they got your back with the hot sauce.
Nice place. I hope I never have to go. Well, caller, I thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
You have a good evening.
You as well. Thank you.
You're welcome. Folks, it seems like everything starts off under the auspice of positivity and safety, and somehow or another, it just all goes to shit. I don't know why it's like this. You know, you buy the gun to protect your household, but little Ray Ray down the street owes your ass $1,000. Oh, you can't let him get away with it. So you pick up that gun that was supposed to be used to protect your household, and you go and pay Ray Ray a visit. You and Ray Ray exchange words. One thing leads to another. The next thing you know, it's the wild, wild west. Yeah! Only thing is, it's not the Wild West. You're in the city. You go to jail, 25 to life. And I use that example to get to this next one, which is the scooters, the bikes, the crosswalks. They're all being used, and they're all being used under the auspice of convenience, safety, green. I keep hearing this green shit, climate change. Don't really agree with it, but that's my opinion. I'm kind of old-fashioned. I just don't think that God would put us any place where we could destroy it with our creations. That's just my opinion. But getting back to this subject, I don't know what's going to be done. Now, moving right along, there's another topic that I want to discuss, which is the camera tickets, these speed cameras. Another creation from the think tank that bought you speed bumps without filling in potholes on the streets. These speed camera tickets, they're great. They're so great that in 2016, people, I don't know if you're aware of this. Hold on, brace yourself. They pulled in a whopping $199 million. $199 million. That was just 2016. In 2018, do you know what it went up to? Somebody say what?
What?
$324 million. I'm not lying. I didn't make this shit up. I got a great imagination, but numbers like these I could never conceive. Okay? My mind just isn't that big yet. Give me about 20 years. Maybe then. I don't know. But folks, that's almost $500 million. No, what do you mean? What am I talking about? It is $500 million. It's more. And I don't know how much we made before that. So these people are fucking billionaires. We're in a city of billionaires. Only thing is, I don't have $1 billion. They do. And they keep taking our money. One tax at a time. One speed camera at a time. That is not for speed, but seems to be for revenue. I need to put up my own speed camera. Maybe I can make some money too. I mean, because at this rate, folks, the streets should be paved with gold and the white lines should be infused with silver so that we can see at night when we're driving or walking on them. Let's have a commercial break. Holiday season. Need A1 cleaning? Call Supreme Team Cleaning and tell them that A1 sent you. They're offering a limited time promotion of 2 people, 2 hours for $129. They have been serving the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area for many years, and they have excellent reviews on Yelp. And I recommend them. You can reach them at 202-688-5403. Once again, that's 202-688-5403. or at Supreme Team 01, that's SupremeTeam01 at yahoo.com. Give them a call. And let's support black-owned business. Now back to the show. One of the last things that I want to discuss, people, is the gas tax. Because the gas tax, if many of you are not familiar with, the gas tax is supposed to go towards the roads and infrastructure to keep it up. Now, I know a lot of you people don't know how much your gas tax is. So, A1 is here to tell you. In Virginia, it's $21.95. It's almost 22 cents. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not for Virginia, because that's a Commonwealth state. In Maryland, it's 36 cents, almost 37. And in D.C., it's 23.5 cents in value. Almost a quarter for this little metropolis we call home. At that rate, people, I don't think you guys understand the numbers on this whole thing. I'm going to give you an example. In 1931, they started the gas tax. Or was it 32? I think it was 31. We'll give both years, and you go look it up yourself at the Library of Congress or online at Google. They actually have that answer. That's true. It's 1931. I'm going to give you an example. The gas tax that was implemented in 1931 here in the District of Columbia was 2 cents. My, haven't we come a long way from those numbers? And the amount of money that they were able to pull in from every state, including the District of Columbia, which is not a state, it's the capital, was almost $1 billion. In the periodical that I looked it up in the Library of Congress, they called it a whopping $493 million. This was then in 31. Can you imagine what the fucking numbers are today? I don't want to imagine. Because what it's going to do to me is it's going to piss me off even more. Because I know they're robbing me with no gun. Folks, we've got to do something. Now look, tune in next week. Same place, same internet radio station, WLVS, Listen Vision Radio. And we're going to go over romance. Has it been changed permanently due to the advent of social media and dating sites? You're going to want to hear this, people. I've got a lot of good points, a lot of good things, all right? You're going to love it. Just like I hope you love this show. Now, remember, people, I'm going to leave you on this note. Whatever you do, the world is watching. But keep in mind, God is too. You all have a good night, and I'll see you next week.
People that got to get down with your body and rock to the beat.